tomorrow.
You know what's kind of interesting about Trump's situations? Because you have to analyze Trump's job is to save America. Does he save America by winning the election or losing the election? Does he save America by staying alive or getting killed? Like, because in different ways, he does damage to the system. Trump's now...
I'm sure you thought about this for your own situation.
Well, absolutely. That's exactly right. You get to a certain point where either way it goes, you can still damage the system. If Trump wins, he'll do his very best to save America, and it'll be a fantastic president. He'll be a massive for the culture. If he loses, he highlights that elections aren't fair, which is still a very important lesson that a lot of people at home need to learn. So either way, it's good. If they let him live, he can run for president and achieve one of those two things. We'll probably build a little diagram off of this. Does Trump live? Yes. Okay. Does he win? X. Does he lose? Y. Does Trump get assassinated? Well, now they're highlighting they're scared of him, highlighting that the Matrix and the military-industrial complex are real because they're prepared to assassinate people and they don't believe in elections. They don't want there to be a fair democratic choice. They'd rather fix everything with a bullet. So Trump's now at a position where he does damage to the Matrix regardless, which is, I mean, nobody wants him to die. I'm a huge fan of him. He doesn't want to be martyred. We don't want him to be martyred. That would be terrible. But at least he's now in a position where it's win-win for him and his mission. I guess that's the ultimate goal of any man, to be put in a position where, regardless of any way it goes, it's win-win. I'm in the same position. I'm a legend if they lock me up. I'm a legend if they let me go. So
you spoke with Candace. When I had her on the podcast a few weeks ago, she said that the deep state was responsible for the assassination. Do you believe it was some lone shooter or?
Oh, it's never a lone shooter. That's bullshit. Some guy, there's one roof in the whole area. Some dude climbed up on that roof with a long-barreled gun, managed to get a bunch of shots off. Once Trump went down, because they didn't know if he was shot or he knelt down, then he was killed. You know, of course he was killed. They're always killed. The guy who killed JFK, he was killed in jail. He was stabbed to death. The guy who stabbed him to death was stabbed to death.
Yeah.
Coincidence, right? Like, of course, there's always some lone shooter. Then they sit and they bring in the head of the Secret Service. This bimbo sits there, says nothing important. Oh, yeah, I tried my best. Fire her, get rid of her.
Why won't Trump say this?
Well,
I listened to the Spaces the other night.
Yeah, he wouldn't say it.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But then when you're in his position of power, sometimes you have to choose your enemies. It's like, you really want to make an enemy of the Secret Service? It's hard. It's not easy. Even me. People think I'm outspoken. I promise. Even on this podcast, there's a whole bunch of things I want to say that I cannot say because I just won't live long enough.
Read agencies is one of them.
Well, that's right. And you have to decide. You have to say, do I skirt or do I take certain concessions so I can do more damage to the Matrix by existing for longer? Or do I go all guns blazing for one podcast and get in a car crash on the way out? It's like, it's hard. So yeah, he has to pretend that the Secret Service did a good job when truthfully they were incompetent. The president was shot. They failed on every level. The woman who was in charge of them should never have been in charge of them, should have never had female officers in the first place. Now that female officer everyone was mocking on Twitter is now defending J.D. Vance. She hasn't lost her job. She's still the woman who can't find her holster. I mean, I can find my holster. Like, it's unbelievable. This goes back into gender roles where we sit and say that men are good at certain things and women are good at certain things, but you're not allowed to say that because that makes you misogynistic. You're not allowed to be objectively realistic and sit and say that a man should be in charge of the protection of the president. Show me Putin's security team. Why don't we get our Secret Service agents, take their weapons, get Putin's team, take their weapons, and let's see Russia versus America. Let's fix it. Those Sambo experts, those Sistema experts from Russia will tear our agents apart. It won't even be a fight. It won't even be a competition. Have you seen Putin's bodyguards? They're killers. And we're talking about the most important man in the world. And we're like, yeah, but you know, what's more important? Keeping him safe or girl bosses? You know, what's more? We need more girl bosses. Society is broken down to a level. It's absolutely unacceptable. It's crazy. It's truly crazy. You know what's really overused? The word need and want are confused. I have these arguments with people at the time. I'm with my girl and she goes, I need a coffee. I say, don't say need. You want a coffee. Don't say need. I don't like when people say need when they don't. You need air. You need air and me. You don't need coffee. And you see this all the time with DEI. We need more female agents. No, you want more female agents to push an agenda. Why do we need them? If it's not to push your agenda, why do we need them? We can't get the job done with big, strong men? No, we can't. It's all clown world. But Trump can't say it. And Maybe Trump, I mean, Trump's a very smart man. I'm a huge fan of his. He probably knows a lot of things I don't know, of course. Perhaps he's had conversations in dark rooms and are like, look, if you want to have a chance to even win this and stay alive long enough, you got to be friends with XYZ. You can tell the truth about this, but you have to lie about this. It's just, and that doesn't make him a bad person. That's him just trying to do concessions to stay alive. I completely get it. But yeah, it was a massive failure. And it was 100% a setup.